Hello, back with another video. All right, so today I'm just gonna give like super quick wrap up thoughts to a series I've been reading. So I know it's took me forever to actually read this series. I got this book and I met the author. I think it's been 2 summers now, and I definitely should have finished the book by this time, like already, but there's just been a lot going on. And then every time I went to go pick the book up, it was like magic. My kids just magically needed something from me, or somebody else needed something from me. It was like I could not pick this book up. So finally this summer I was like, let's just check and see if the audiobook was out. Yes, audiobook was out. So I was able to actually listen on audiobook all of the chapters that I had read. So I had read 36% of the book on my own already. So I just needed to refamiliarize myself with it because it's been like over a year since I read that 36%. So I went ahead, read the 36%, or listened to the 36% again, and then just started reading the book on my own again. But as I was listening to the audiobook, there's something so very different about listening to the native tongue, the native language, like in the accent, and some of the words they were saying too, but like in their chants, but the accent, the like it just listening to it and reading along with it because I did do both. Um, there was just something so very, I don't even know how to put it into words. It was just so good listening to it and reading it, and it just makes you feel like you're in the middle of the story. Like you have no control over what's going on around you, but you're in the middle of it. Almost like the Omnimax. I don't know if you guys have ever been to an Omnimax theater where it's like the big dome and you're just like the small person down here that nobody sees. You're invisible, but you can just see the story as it's happening around you. That's what it was like listening to the audiobook as I was reading. But anywho, I say all that to say, and hold on, wait a minute. There's going to be a spoiler in this, so if you don't want any spoilers, look away. But it is none other than Children of Anguish and Anarchy. I always like to say Anarchy and English, so I have to always like look and remind myself that that's not actually the title. Is Anguish and Anarchy, not Anarchy and English. But look, I was so happy that I convinced two of my friends that have never heard of this author to come to the meet and greet with me, because that's how excited I was about getting this. I, whew, whew, y'all, look, look. Okay, this was the most emotional I think I've ever been reading these books. Not that any one of the other two books, Children of Blood and Bone and Virtue and Vengeance, not to say that those were not emotional, they very much so were. But this one, because you're like right at the end, you're like, man, give her a break. Give him a break. Give them a break. Like, just give them a break. Um, and the break didn't happen for me with Zaylee. Oh my gosh. The prophecy that I think her name is Mai or Miley. Can't remember how to say her name. But the prophecy that she gave of seeing Enon and Zaylee together made me believe that they were going to win this war and they both were going to come out alive on the other side. That is not what happened, and I am so upset for her. I'm so upset for her. I also thought with how Enon and Zaylee were, learning to forgive each other and being back together as a team, that the same was going to happen with Amari and Zane. I'm not going to lie. I'm mad. I'm mad that Amari went with my like the way they describe her. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She is. Hold on, one of my kids is coming out. Okay, so as I was saying, he was just coming to tell me about his Roblox or Fortnite thingamajig um, that was going on with his friends. They're all in the private server, so like we don't play with other people we don't know. So nobody comment in my comments about Roblox. I trust me. Me and his dad are on it, like white on rice in a paper plate in a snowstorm. Like we know. Anywho, anyway, I'm mad about Amari and Zane not getting back together. I'm sorry. I can't. The insta love with the girl is not, and it like it didn't even. But I also don't like insta love stories. Like it's not realistic. There's insta lust, and that's realistic. But the insta love, like, and I know like you can see the timeline in there that they've been, hanging out with this person for a long time, and they, have built this bond and all that stuff. But even then, when you still really don't know a person, it's still lust until you live with a person and know them longer than that short amount of time. um yeah, I've never seen, and I've seen a lot of weddings and marriages in my little time I've been on this earth, and relationships. I've never seen insta love work past, like, when they're, especially when, it's, look, I'm just saying, insta love is not a real thing, and I just don't like those storylines. So, you know, I've seen somebody who only been with each other for a month and be married for, 7, 8 years and hate each other the whole time because they insta loved each other. So I don't know, it gets underneath my skin, especially in this way where Zane and Amari had much more time together, and they truly like loved each other and looked at each other. I don't know, it felt like Amari and Male or Maye, I don't really remember how to pronounce her name, and I apologize for butchering it, but their connection, their story, it felt rushed. You can have a super crush on someone and super lust, but I don't know, it made me feel like Zane was thrown to the side, and I don't agree with that part or like it in the book. It was the most hurtful part in the book for me, other than Inan passing. That was extremely hurtful to me as well, extremely. Um, but other than that, I think this story was well written to make you love it and to tick you off all at the same time. Um, I just I'm so happy I'm now done with the trilogy. That it is a beautiful series. Um, and obviously, people will have their likes and dislikes with it, but I definitely recommend. And I will definitely be revisiting and rereading the series the same way I will with the other books that I love, especially when I'm in a reading slump and I need to read something that I know I like. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Until next time. Bye.